have an update. It's not really an update on anything serious, just like an energy update. So before I get to work, I want to tell you something. Let me tell you something. I want to tell you something. Um, okay, so yesterday I had the first half of the day. I was like, I guess I don't work today. Maybe I should go to the beach or something. Thinking maybe God gave me a day off, so I just go, like, I don't know, take a personal day or something. And then the Ferrari dealership calls me and says, "We need you. I'm on my way." In my industry, do you realize how hard it is for, like, I show up at the Ferrari dealership, everybody knows me and loves me, and trusts me. They're not allowed to. This is against the rules. Um, so I did a card in San Diego, but my point is that I saw 333 maybe 10 plus times yesterday. And every time I saw it, I took a picture and sent it to my friend. And I was like, see, it's still 333 season. Still something's happening. Um, and I didn't know what. I still don't know what, to be fair. I haven't been outside yet. So, but it's important to note, right? I need you to know there's numbers. What do the numbers mean? Um, so as far as energy goes, um, just the compliments I get from people is like, hey, your teeth are really white. Hey, you look really fit. Um, cool hair, bro. Someone said I look like a Persian singer named Servash, or it wasn't CF Ash, it's someone I've never heard of. I don't see it. Um, so I went to an early dinner with my friend. I called her on my way down to San Diego. I was like, hey, do you want to get food when I'm done with work? And she said, yep, I'll take some time off. So that was nice. Nice that someone made time for me. And then we went to this is interesting. So we went to this sushi place at the mall, which was like 20 minutes from the dealership. So I do a job. Through the window, I saw the customer. And then the customer was there with his family, showing them the car he just bought that's not working until I've, buck with it. And then I go to this restaurant to see my friend. I'm like, excuse me, can I go to the restroom? And then when I walk to the restroom, I was like, that's the fucking customer sitting right there. How many restaurants are in San Diego? And then when I sat down with her, she's spiritual too. So I was like, God put me in the same place for a reason. I don't know what it is, but I have to say something, right? Like, I can't just ignore this. So I went over there, introduced myself. I was like, yeah, I'm the guy who just tuned your car. And they were like, what? No way. And I gave them my number. I was like, this is my company. If you need any revisions, if you want to look at videos of what your car will look and sound like, have at it, sir. So I don't know what's going to come from that, but I imagine God put me there for a reason. As I imagine God puts me everywhere for a reason. So that happened. And then, like, I think it's obvious that my friend and I are just friends. But she was like, the waitress is flirting with you. And I was like, there's no way she has the balls to do that in front of. She doesn't know the nature of our relationship. She didn't hear what we were talking about or anything. And she was like, she was like, where are you from? And oh, I have family that live in Orange County. And when I paid, I gave her the credit card. And I was like, don't let her pay. She always tries to pay. And she was like, what are friends for? right? Like she was actually trying to see if we're friends or not. Uh, my friend made a bigger deal about it. I honestly wouldn't have registered. I would have no idea. I'd be like, she's just, she probably is just doing her job. Trying to get a tip, one or the other. So, um, as far as like energy goes, like I'm more friendly and open and happy, and I don't have the heaviness that I was carrying when I was in a relationship. I put it in quotes because it was not a relationship. It was a prison sentence. It was punishment, which is what I want to talk about. I realized something. So we had a good conversation, and she was helping me with picking out my suit, my ex. And I was like, I still consider you family. Like, if you wanted to come, like, she was invited back when she was in my life. And she's like, she sent me a picture. It's like, weirdly, I just bought this blue dress. What's the date? And then I told her the date, and she's like, oh, that's the date of my friend's birthday. And like while we were together, everything that I thought was important or that I needed her to come to, like even my like the breakup on my birthday was a point a proof of that. But it all gave me the feeling that I'm not important. So like I discussed in one of these how when I was little, if I asked for my needs to be met, it wasn't met anyway, so I just stopped asking. And then my needs, you know, then I'm at least just not disappointed. I already know my needs won't be met. And I realized this was triggering the same thing, was triggering that during our relationship. I don't know if I could vocalize it as well or just react to it, just react to feeling lost and alone and like left out in the cold. So the interesting thing is like I don't think I would have had to be like a teenager to not go to a wedding with my significant other and prefer to do something with my friends. I think I don't actually even in that case I don't think I would do it. But um, there was a time in my life where my friends were important. It's like all I had, and I did a lot of things with them that I don't remember, but I thought it was important at the time. And in retrospect, it was it was looking for fun that never came. It's like you go out all year and you have one good night, and then you keep going out all year for the chance for a good night, for the chance of lightning to strike. So to prove that it was like a legitimate thing, she sent me the date, the invitation. She's like, "See, it's like exactly the same time." And I was like, 50? This lady is turning 50, and then this is like a coworker slash friend who she doesn't even like has very shitty energy. Uh, I met her once. She's actually fun and nice. She's not nice at all, but like you know, I get it. Like punchy, but she's the entire time she's smoking weed. Like she has to smoke to function. And I'm looking at my my ex at the time, who was the love of my life. I'm like, you're the average of the five people you hang out the most with. Like, do you want to be this divorced single mom at 50 chain smoking like weed pens? And when I saw the invitations, like, bring your sluttiest outfit and let's get fucked up, it's like at 50, girl, at 50, I'm sure it's gonna be so fun. I'm sure it's gonna be everything you wish. So what's gonna happen is she's gonna want attention from dudes. She's going to drink and be loud and obnoxious. And if it doesn't work out, she's going to be upset. And then I imagine my ex is going to pretend she's having fun the whole time, like she does through the rest of her life, not knowing not knowing what her purpose is there, trying to have fun and, you know, not feeling fulfilled because that's not a life. It's not a life. Um, let's get back that. Uh, God damn, like that is sad. But I was thinking, like, initially I was like, yeah, fair enough. You know what? Like, it's just my sister's wedding, not a big deal. This only happens like once or 5 times in your life, right? So uh, they'll come to the next one. But when I told my friend, she's like, I'll get a dog sitter for my dog and I'll come up and I'll be your plus one if you want. I was like, that's very sweet. Like, like I didn't even have to ask. That's, it didn't register to me that that's how it's supposed to be. Like some people who love you are just supposed to be there for you, like physically present in your life. And I obviously wasn't being loved in my relationship. That's why I'm here talking to you. Um, I don't think I don't think Homegirl loves herself enough to love anybody else. So that was like a pie in the sky dream to begin with. Um, but it's interesting, like she. I was talking about how I kind of got the voice in my head of someone unhealthy who was actually also in his 50s from the gym, and she was talking about how when she met this person that she's friends with, she's like, this person's a mess, and like now she's become that mess. It's like, okay, go have fun. I'm sure it's gonna go great. Don't ask me how my night's going. So I was on the fence of like, do I bring my friend or friends? I actually have a friend visiting at the same time, and I thought like, I'm supposed to be I'm part host because my parents are divorced. So like I probably have to just be available to talk to everybody. So it's probably better that I don't have anybody there. I'm on the fence though. So like all my spiritual friends are like, I'd love to have them there. I'd love to share like family event with people that I love and that care, like love me, care about my personal development, my growth, my like an everyday, not come in and out of my life. Um, hey, I'm here because I need something from you. Okay, bye. Um, you know, I talked to someone on the phone and he was saying that we if we didn't see each other for years, when we saw each other, it's like not a day went by. It's like, yeah, that's like it's true, but he was calling me because he's like, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, let's make plans together. Like my family misses you. My mom was saying that she misses your smile. Um, and this is the Wu Wei thing of go where you're called to go, go where where it makes sense. There's resistance with the ex. She's not supposed to be in my life, frankly, or she would have made an effort when she was in it, and certainly would have realized that she's made a mistake by now. So all these, I was debating should I even extend this invitation because she hasn't earned it. And then in my head, I'm like, I'm supposed to practice unconditional love. Like, she doesn't have to earn love, she should be loved anyways. And if I do that for her, presumably the universe will do that for me. And it put me in a position to be disappointed and feel unloved and feel unimportant and feel, but I had a choice to feel those ways. That was a default setting, but I'm not allowing any low vibrational thoughts to come in my head. It's like, why feel that way? The truth is I have attention from fucking everybody I want, and I'm fucking rich. I told my friend in a text. It's like someone asks someone that like is not in my life would ask me how I'm doing, and then in jest, I told my friend, I was like, I'm rich and I'm happy, bitch, fuck off. And then she said she wants to make a shirt of that. I think it's a great shirt. If you ever see it anywhere, it came from me. Um, so I've got a lot of work to do today, and I start my Wednesdays. I start my day working out with a trainer. I know what I'm doing, but I figure it was good to step out of my comfort zone and do something I'm not used to doing. So this guy, like heavy Persian accent, 1 reps. It's like it's singular, dude. 1 reps. Um, okay, so what I learned yesterday, I don't know what the threes were about. Lots of threes. I don't know what's going to come from it. It does register. I do see that I'm in charge of my energy and my world, and I have the ability to control what I get out of it. I'm being available to do things like I don't want to say this. I don't want to say the good things that I do. I'm not. I'm going to skip it. But like, if I see something, even if it's inconvenient, if I think like God put me in the path so that I help, I have to do it because no one else is fucking doing it. You know. So I'm not going to tell you what I did or who I am or whatever. Um, and in a and in a I mean, I think in a big way, my ex really needed someone like me in her life, um, to get her unstuck. But definitely, that's not from inside a relationship. So I think the spark is in her going to work, and it takes time. And if she reaches out and has questions and whatever, I don't have a problem with that. But part of me wonders is like, is she on purpose, like reaching out periodically to take my energy? Is this a one-sided energy vampire type thing? Because she has an energy void. She inherited it. And she's, just like she's trying to make her mom and her sister have. There's times that I like invite her to a gala. She's like, no, I have to babysit for my sisters. Like, there are babysitters everywhere. You have a mom that doesn't do anything. We planned on this thing, and I'm like, I'm supposed to bring a friend. It's like, why do I have a girlfriend if I do everything alone? It's so important that you like push this kid in a stroller for 3 hours. Like, I'm sure there would have was another option. The things that are important to me are not important to you, but the things that are important to you, like even if she just needs moral support via text, it's like, why am I expected to be consistent when there's been no consistency, friend wise or otherwise, from her? Really, she's not capable, but there's an energy deficit. This relationship from the get go was one way. I don't think there's never energy coming to me. There's never, other than like a very thin, like saying "How are you?" is just, those are just words. Like, no one actually is asking how are you doing. If you notice, when someone asks "How are you?" you usually say "Good, how are you?" It's a programmed response. You don't even think it's like, oh, actually, fuck, my father fell in a wood chipper yesterday and died a horrible death. You don't even think like, am I good or bad? You just, good, how are you? If someone is actually interested in your life, like they take interest in your life. And yeah, I don't think I ever got that from this person. I get it from other people, and then yeah, in my relationship is my mistake, starting to become isolated because she feels isolated. So even if she's in a mood or something and didn't want to see me, she's just at home. She just wants to text. She wants to like keep the line of communication open so she knows she's not alone, but wants to be physically alone. Like I wasn't allowed to see my friends and fill my cup or talk to my friends. You know what I mean? Like I had to be available. Um, and the thing is, like at this stage in my life, I don't need anybody. I mean, I really worked at it since I was little. I defaulted to not needing anybody, but I wanted, and part of my dark night of the soul was like part of the isolation phase was I had to get rid of the energy that I was absorbing from other people. I had to reassess like who do I want in my life. So like my ex's friend whose 50th birthday is like a work is a colleague, and she reminds me of my old business partner. We were we did everything together. We were best friends. It was like Smash Brothers. Like we were like Mario and Luigi or something. Everywhere together, gym together, did this together, out there together. Like I was closer to my partner than she is with hers. But I also thought I couldn't be successful without him. That I needed help, and she's verbalized the same thing. So it's like she's probably gonna go through the same thing where she gives too much time, effort, and credence to what that person, because I presumably that person is also a narcissist like my partner. So she's responsible for the feelings and well-being of that person, and of course you'll never fill that cup. It's a black hole. Uh, and yeah, no matter how much I gave to my business partner slash friend, relationship wise, energy wise, um, he was always taking more until I felt like I was like a skeleton. I was dying, and I see how something similar happens to other people. It's happened to me in relationships as well. But I see, you know, like they say the world is you pushed out. So in order to understand myself, I always if I find a pattern in my life, I examine the lives of people around me, and I'm like, does this stick here too? Does this make sense with this person? Does that make sense with that person? And then the rules I've come up with, it's 100%. I can see the pattern, and I have the benefit of seeing the pattern. People that don't see the pattern are just going with, you know, the waves, going with the flow, wherever the wind takes them. And when you become conscious, it's you start going against the grain. So everybody's going one way, and you're like, you know what? I know what's that way. I'm going this way. I've done that way already. I've done that way in 6 different ways of going slightly in the same direction. I'm going this way. And when you do that, you realize there is a path there, and that it makes a lot more sense, and that is where your happiness is. Your happiness is not going to be where you emulate or seek the validation of anyone in your life. You think it got brighter when I said that? You can't spend your life trying to make other people happy. And I suppose, like in a relationship, that makes sense. That's it. It holds true there as well. But whose life do you want? The people you're hanging out with and you're giving your energy to, you're giving energy to having that life. That's a shortcut. Does that make sense? When when you're spending your time with someone, when you have regular conversations with someone, you are energetically exchanging, and you are becoming more like each other. So you have to pick your friends wisely. Something my mom told me when I was like, I fucking hate when my mom's right. When I was little, she was so on top of who I could be friends with and who I can't be friends with, and it probably saved my life a few times. But it's not something I realized until much later in life. Like I had to learn the hard way. But basically, like, is this person moral? Do we have the same ethics? Like, when my ex did something, I think that it was the best thing she's done since I've known her is um, she helped someone for free because she was like, this person just had a child and they need help. Like, she did her job for someone for free, and the partner was upset. It's like, this is a fucking huge red flag. It's like, oh, you just left me out in the dark and you didn't care about your partner. All this shit is like, you're not a married couple. Why is this lady talking to you like this? And also, like, what fucking garbage human is thinking about their own well-being when, like, someone who just had a child is in debt, bad credit, or whatever, needs help? What kind of selfish cunt? 50 woo! That's why 50 woo. It's like, do you want that to be your life? Do you want to have like a family and this shit? Like, we had a conversation and she's like, I love your grandma. I wish I could be with my grandma. Like, talked about, it's like, you realize, like, there was a family here waiting for you that welcomed you with loving arms. Like, my grandma was like fucking mad at me when I told her I'm not dating this ex anymore. She's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'm like, it's not my fault. I did everything I could. Um, looks good on the outside, but the inside is fucking there. It's a mess, and she's got to clean that up on her own. Um, but yeah, it's like, do you believe in God or not? Do you believe you're guided or not? Do you believe things happen for a reason or not? And yeah, I can't. I don't want to just be sitting. I don't want my life to be just sitting waiting for someone to realize my value. Fucking, that's not happening. I promise you, that's not happening. Um, but I do feel like there's a window of time or opportunity for that God is allowing her. Because I guarantee you, like, as soon as I start dating someone, I'm not leaving this door open, like, to help or anything. Like, I have to give attention to, I want the life that I want, and I have to give my time and energy to that, rather than um, pretend I'm having an impact on someone who doesn't actually want to change anything. 50, woo. My sister's marrying a 51-year-old, or is already married to. I said fiance, they're already married. But I was really critical of that guy, and I realized I had made a huge mistake doing that. But for all my criticism of him, is like, he's ahead of 50 woo. Like, he's not out there. He wasn't out there fucking at 50 getting shit faced, white girl wasted, and seeking attention from strangers. And, you know, he, he had a vision and he got it. Kudos to him. Um, yeah, I suppose the vision is the thing. What do you want? What do you want in your life? I guess if you don't know what you want, you can't. You can't. And if what you want changes day to day, the universe can't give it to you. One day it's working towards something, and then your mind changes, and then it starts working in the other direction. Um, which is why I think isolating is such a huge part of the individuation and dark night of the soul. Isolation is so you can, Rumi said, remember when God sends everyone else away, it's so that it's only you and him. So you can actually hear God. You can actually hear your higher self guide you. You don't have the noise and distraction of all these other people that you're enslaved to. You owe everybody your time and energy, you think, but you fucking do not. And getting a hold of that, that was probably the single greatest thing for my energy and my happiness that I could do in this lifetime. It was a far more important thing to do than mushrooms, because it's a practical thing. Like you don't have to know what's happening, but as soon as you like limit, like there's a lot of people that I was friends with because they were around for a long time, and they showed me we didn't have the same morals. They showed me that I could see, like, they pretended they were happy for me, but they were waiting and loving it if I failed. Um, and it was a hard thing to recognize because I don't have that in me. It was a hard thing to be like, there's no fucking way. Like, this isn't a friend. This is an enemy. That's really close. That I allowed very close to me to know too much, to be around too much. And yet part of the lesson was like, instead of seeking revenge, like I could physically hurt this person, I had to realize, like, if I grew up the way they did, I'd be that person. I'd have the same energy void. I'd have no idea how to treat people, and I wouldn't recognize a great friend. And it's their loss. But it is their loss. You have to actually separate yourself. So, like, the person I have in mind, like, I don't want anything bad to happen. I don't wish them, ill will. It's happened to several people now that I think about it. Like, a lot of people that were holding me back. They're holding me back so that I could be on their level. And I think that they were jealous. They recognized my abilities are beyond what they could do. And I think that statement really holds true with my ex and her 50 Woo friend. That person is very jealous of my ex, and it's a dangerous person to have close to, because they'll be feeding you things that sound encouraging, but they know that it's to keep you where they are. This is how I ensure you stay here. It's happened to my sister too. She had a co-worker who had no ambition, and everything that she was going to accomplish already happened. Sounds similar, no? Everything that she was going to do is in the past. So then life just becomes about filling time, wasting time. And she wanted to keep my sister where she was at. This was my sister's best friend. It's like an unambitious, lazy. We went to dinner once, and I used to go to like Vegas every month, every couple weeks, even in the summers. It was like there's so many car things to do, and it was just something to do. I had a lot of free time. And her friend was like, "Yeah, I can't go because I'm very fat." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I'm very fair." And then my brother was like that puppet meme, like, he made a meme about it. It was really funny at the time. You had to be there. But yeah, there's a lot of, I see this a lot. I've experienced it myself. And nobody like gasses you up or makes you feel better than these people. They validate how you feel, but it's like a roundabout way of keeping you stuck. Um, Stuck where they are. It's like, I want you to do as good as you need to do to stay right the fuck here and help me because I can't do it without you. And getting rid of these people skyrocketed my success. Not just my success. I was listening to an Abraham Hicks was a Freudian slip. Abraham Hicks thing where she was talking about someone was trying to manifest money. And she's like, you're thinking too much about the money rather than the feeling of what the money will get you. Freedom. What I have more than anyone I know, even retired people, is freedom. I have the freedom to sit here and talk for, when I looked, it was 555. I have the freedom to sit here and talk in the morning and plan my day. And like Mondays are great, Tuesdays are great. The whole week is great for me. I like every day. And I think that's how it's supposed to be. I don't think you're supposed to be like worried or have anxiety about, oh fuck, I gotta go to that meeting. I hate this person, and I gotta like, why is your life like this? You're in charge. I hate my boss. Fuck you. Don't have a boss. I can't. Okay. Fucking Henry Ford said, if you think you can or you can't, you're right. I can't have a boss. You're gonna tell me when I can go to the bathroom, when I can have time off to see my family, which I don't have. I need to ask your permission. Can I have excuse me, sir, can I have some more? I've seen Oliver Twist. I fucking ran away. I am Oliver. Oliver, Oliver, never before has a boy wanted more. Won't ask for more once he knows what's in store. This long, thin, winding stairway without any banister. It's a good movie. It's a musical. 1969. Anyways, ADD. Okay, I don't have that much to say, but it was an important thought that came to my head. I connected things like, oh, I'm feeling like my needs aren't important again. Oh, I'm just like electing someone to disappoint me so I can relive this trauma um, and get rid of it. We're not supposed to live a life, Vivian Green said. Life isn't about avoiding the storms, it's learning how to dance in the rain. So the things that trigger me, it's residual code that I need to clean up and I need to write new code. So if these things happen, especially if they happen one by one, it's easier to recognize and alchemize. My worth isn't predicated on what someone else thinks my worth is. It's what I think my worth is. And if someone doesn't make time for me, it's their loss, you know? Time for the things that I find important. It says nothing about me, it says everything about them. So, the feelings now. I think this is the last time I'll ever have that trigger. I think this is why I thought this relationship was important. That it was like God put me here. It wasn't just like a thing. It was like I'm learning about myself. She has the opportunity to do the same, learn about herself. Whether she does or not is on her. And I have the benefit. I'm older, and I've been through a version of what she's doing several times. So I'm sure it's exhausting for anyone who tries to retrace these steps and hears the shit that I'm talking about, but this is how you get it out. This is how journaling works, talking to your subconscious. So I've figured things out, I talk about it, and then it's out, it's gone. We don't have to worry about it anymore. I told my ex, I was like, all right, well, pray something happens to your friend. Hopefully it's not terminal. Oh, you're busy? I hope something happens. Um, I feel like it's more of a party than a wedding, to be honest with you. I don't know how structured it's going to be because my mom's in charge. Um, she was asking me last week if I knew a videographer. I'm like, what the fuck kind of question is this soon? She kept asking me for help. I'm like, fuck you. I'm a guest. This isn't my wedding. I have nothing to do with anything. Don't even ask my opinion on colors. What the fuck? It's like the people who are getting married are ask them. Them pay them like if you can't figure it out, they should pay someone to figure it out. What the fuck? Hey, I want to have a party at your house and you do everything. All right, cool. See you on the day of. I don't know. I don't know how that's a thing, but here we are. I at least know what I'm gonna wear. I didn't think till now. I was like, what if there's a speech portion? I'm gonna make people super nervous. I have a lot to say right now. Um, that would be funny. Okay, I gotta get to work. Uh, what did I talk about? I talked about processing things. I talked about friends as well. I have I have only close relationships with people who are helping me grow at this point in my life. Oh, I have. This is another important thing. So I also saw on the way to San Diego and back, I saw 666 a lot, which is usually like I'm like, okay, pay attention. Is there like an accident ahead? Is something gonna happen? And I get a call. Pedram, what's up? What's going on? It's it's the guy from the spiritual mastermind. I'm like, oh hey, what's going on? He's like, oh, I asked for your number from so and so. I'm like, oh okay. So do you have time to talk? I'm on my way to a job, but I can talk. And then he said, oh, we missed you on Friday. He had the gala where he explains his artistic vision and what he's doing and how somehow painting pictures is gonna solve world peace. Pictures with eyes for some reason. Um, so he like explained his vision a little bit, and asked me what I did for work. Oh, what do you do? I was like, car stuff, basically. I explained what I do, and then he's like, oh, the guy with the imaginary friend. Um, he's like, he does something with cars. You should talk to him. I'm like, I'm sure that fucking guy does everything. He's still searching. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, he gave me his book. I didn't find enough time to read it yet because I don't want to. I'm not gonna learn anything. Um, you killed trees for this story. How energy healing gaslit you into happiness. Okay. Okay, so it's a small book. It's like a baby book. You could read it in the waiting room while they change your tires. Big font. It's I appreciate, which I appreciate. Um, don't waste my time. If you're gonna waste my time, waste a little bit. So you know, I never did research on this guy before going to the spiritual mastermind, and my friend did. Him and his wife, and she had an opinion before. I was like, don't tell me. I just want to be open minded and see. And what I saw was, This is a way for him to get attention to his art. This is a way for him to sell himself. I'm not under the illusion that, he called me, not my friend. He asked me what I do for work. I can help him financially achieve his vision, he thinks. But I don't give my energy, I'm not a follower. I'm not following fucking, there's no man on earth I'm following. I am a leader. I'll lead myself. I don't intend to stand in the front of people and tell them what to do. But I'm not following a fucking, there's not a man on earth I respect enough to be like, tell me what to do. You don't fucking know. And I saw in person copying rituals and having people below you verbally because you held space for them in your art gallery. Oh, you're such a visionary. Thank you for giving us a space. It's like you've wasted 5 hours of my life so far. The only thing I got out of it, that one lady was talking about mirroring, and she didn't try to talk to me. We didn't become friends. I don't remember her name, and that's the only person I wanted to meet. Hey, talk more. I can learn from that person. Oming for 7 fucking minutes? No. Listening to Joe Dispenza yell at me that something's behind me? Fucking no. Fuck Joe Dispenza. Fuck him. Fuck him. You know what else YouTube keeps trying to shove down my throat is Eckhart Tolle, and I can't move your lips so I can hear you. Fucking weird German accent. He's just barely like, it's like a death rattle. Every word is like his last word. Public speaking, sir. I need to hear what you're saying. Speak better. What he says is like good, but fuck me. Spiritual community, bunch of cunts. Okay, so my read on it. How can I get like? I feel like in that room, I establish my intuition is sharp, and that people have tried to use me for money. I said that in my story, in my personal story sharing time. The ball's on this guy to be like, yeah, I'm not coming. I'm not coming. I'm going to start my own church with cocaine and hookers. Um, so all the 666s, I think, were about him. It's like, this is it's the same thing as a church. Give me your money. I have a vision of how to get God to. I'll get God for all of us. You have to think. I'm sorry. There's no shortcut. There's no painting pictures for world peace. You need to teach people how to be conscious, how to look in. That one fucking lady was the only one who, from what I could tell, has it figured out. And it's not by reading Joe the Fuck Spenza's book. You have to like. I met someone over the weekend who said that they grew up in New York and realized that people were dead inside, nobody talking to each other and all that stuff. And then when you're initially seeking, you look externally. You look for the gurus, you look for the self-help books, you look for the answer you eventually come to, if you look long enough, is the answers inside you. Oh fuck, I forgot this. This fucking Polish lady, no one has ever been more interested. Her eyes were popping out of her head to meet me and talk to me. She was searching fucking hard, doing every meditation, following every guru. She's like, I even drink urine. And I was like, hey, don't tell people that. Like, don't. But the funny thing is I looked into that. There's something called the Brotherhood of the Golden Dawn. Aleister Crowley it's a secret society. Do you know why it's called Golden Dawn? Gold pee, dawn. They drink their pee in the mornings. There's supposed to be power in it. The old alchemist said that the secret to eternal life is in your urine. So all these alchemists used to uh, that's how they discovered phosphorus. They'd pee in a fucking thing and then like heat it for like years and like change they would keep putting it in different things to isolate the essence of life, and then they would consume it, and then supposedly this gave you eternal life. Now, just thinking for 10 minutes, I mean, 10 minutes is a long time to think about this. There are cures to cancer now that they're saying that your body's secreting an enzyme, depending on what cancer it is, and they isolate that enzyme and replenish it in your body, and that neutralizes the cancer. Don't tell the fucking establishment, the FDA. So there might be truth to it, and animals sometimes when they're sick, I believe, do this. So like there is science to it. That being said, when I thought like drink your pee, live forever, I am fine with dying. It's totally I'll leave. It's okay. I don't need to do it. I'm not curious. I'm not that curious. I don't need all the answers. It's fine. It's like whenever God decides I go, I go. I don't need to be doing this. You know what I mean? Like I don't need answers that bad. Like I'll play video games sometimes. It's okay. I'll still be here. I don't need to. I don't want to live like that. But in these alchemical texts, when they're talking about isolating the essence of life, you know why it's in the morning pee is because there's cum in it. You have morning boaters. So cum, sperm, is the essence of life. That's what creates life. So these idiots have been fucking freezing their pee and doing all this shit, and it's cum. You're not convincing me to drink that either. Um, thanks, but yeah, not interested. I don't know what women are supposed to do. I can convince a woman to drink my cum. Hopefully, the day is young. Let's see how it goes. Um, so, as a great sales pitch, isn't it? You'll live longer. Um, okay, so that lady was searching for answers so much that she even did it. She was talking about she had a meditation. It was hard to understand her accent, but she had a meditation that was so profound. She's like, "There's no me. There's no I am," and she was trying to say something profound, but it was like she just came out of a mushroom trip. You can't really explain what you just experienced. It's like, okay, I kind of get what you're saying, but you've also gone too far. It's like you still have your feet are here. You still have like a social security number, right? You still have to go to work and shit. Maybe don't drink your pee. I won't tell you what to do. If you like it, go ahead. But in the Victorian era, some people would drink their pee because it would make their teeth white. Everyone had fucked up teeth, but I think the ammonia or something would also rot your teeth, and it became like a popular thing that people were like mouth washing with their own pee until some clever like cunty dinner guest was like, "We know the whiter your teeth are, the more you've been drinking your piss. So like you can act like you're better than us with our rotting fucking brown teeth, but I know what you're doing." And then just like most trends, they end when someone makes fun of it. That's why roller skates aren't around. What are you, gay? Fuck! I gotta throw my roller skates away. A whole industry gone because of one gay joke. Um, okay, so those are the things I've learned. So the other person I met was like, she's gonna be part of the church where she knows that it's inside. She knows that the answers weren't at the gurus and all this stuff. She found it inside, and has she goes to a Vedic teacher, um, which I'm interested in learning more about because it's like Zoroastrianism and Hinduism actually have their roots in uh, Vedic texts. We're all, they say Indo-European. We're all Aryan at one point. Indians, Germans, Persians. So the older that, the older it is, the probably closer it is to the truth. So, like in Vedic stuff, there's numerology. I don't think, well, no, Persia's definitely, Zoroastrian has sees David has 13. Number 13 was unlucky. Uh, Half seen, they have seven things. Like the number seven comes up a lot. They did have it, but you see, it's been lost. Like ask the average person why they chose seven, why it's seven things. You know, um, I'm like rediscovering old ancient shit, old ancient truth in 2024. 50 woo. So instead of doing 50 woo at 50, I promise you I'm not doing 50 woo. I'm doing something else. Making the world a better place, hopefully. And now I'm finding the people that gel and the people that don't. So also like on the subject of my spiritual brother, he hasn't called on me, checked on me, said, "Hey, what do you think of my friends that I brought you to?" And he gave my number to someone, which is also, this is not, like I work with this company through like a friend. So this girlfriend asked me, "Hey, is it okay if I give your number to the service guy?" Like, that guy needs my number. What do you mean, is it okay? Yes. Have him call me all the time. Makes us both money. But ask permission. This dude just gave my number. We're not so alike, it turns out. And he hasn't, yeah. He didn't ask me, what do you think? He didn't ask me, he is mysteriously missing. And then just like threw me to the lions. Let's see what happens. Reserving judgment, you know? But perhaps, yeah, perhaps I'm not supposed to combine energy with someone. I'm supposed to do my own thing. Sitting in a circle and saying like one profound thing that happened to you this week. We're not getting deep. We're not solving anything. And obsessing over the teachings of other people, same thing. I'm going to be late. I have to go. But I love you. See you. And fuck Joe Dispenza.